Hey everybody, it's George again. Welcome back to the page. Today, I'm going to work on a Ruger 1022 and see if I can salvage it from, pretty much total annihilation here. Somebody has put a scope mount on here with Phillips screws instead of buying the scope mount that goes to a Ruger 1022. The little rear sight's there, but the front sight's not. They've threaded the barrel. I don't know why, but I do think I have a flash suppressor here summers that I may see if it'll fit that. That may be what they have done. There's a pin even missing back here that lets this flop. I'm going to see if I can find one for it. I've got several. I buy them off the internet and stuff, because shotgun pins, rifle pins, and stuff like that are all about the same. You can find one if you buy those little kits with multiple pins in it. This poor old gun, the paint's knocked off of it. I cleaned this barrel for 30 minutes trying to get the rust off of it, and it's pitted, and it definitely needs reblued. This here's something I ain't never seen in my life. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take his pin out of this and get up in here and make sure that this isn't interfering with the action in any way. So I'm going to take this pin out right here. It comes out right here at the front of the assembly. Right here, it connects this to the barrel or to the receiver. And then normally there would be a pin right here, but there's not one. So I don't have to take it out, but I will put one in there. Okay, if I can get a hold to it, I'll pull that pin out. Let me see. Okay. We're going to take this pin out, lay it over here where it won't fall off the table. And see, this whole assembly just falls right out. They're not hard to work on. These old guns ain't. Then if you turn it over, you should be able to, let me see how it's in there. Oh, there's a little spring over here on this side. You should be able to work that out and be able to take this whole receiver out of it. But from what I can see, it doesn't come all the way through to the action. So, and it don't seem to have no resistance. So I don't see where that would be any kind of a problem or issue. So it seems to be oily. Lord, somebody's old enough for 10, but I'm gonna just put this back together till we see if it works, because I don't know if it's gonna even shoot. This may be a complete waste of time, but I'm gonna go ahead and put this piece here back in. I don't want to put too much time in it if it won't even shoot. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to line these pins up. There we go. Now let me look up here on top of this box and see if I have a pin that I think will fit it. Here's one. Let's get a couple of these out. See, I've got several, and they come in different sizes. See, there's one. There's one. Here's one. You got a whole bag of them right there. Let me try this one. It seems to be small enough to work. We'll give it a try. And it works. Give it a little tap there, but it seems to be like I've ground on it for something. I may have tried to use it in a different gun, but it does fit, and everything's good and tight. So I'm well pleased with that. That seems to be working pretty good so far. The safety works. And this gun is empty, but you can tell where they drilled them holes did not restrict the action or any. So this is, let me put this back up here. This is a stock that come off of a Ruger 1022 I have in the gun safe. And I put a synthetic stock on it and was going to hold this wood stock, and I wanted to have it carved and have some designs and stuff put on it, but I haven't got around to it. Just ain't had the money. But that's in the future. I'm gonna see if this will fit this stock. I don't see no reason it shouldn't. I think all 1022s are the same. Seems to be a little tight. There it went. Okay. It did. It went right on there. And we'll put this strap back on it and tighten it down. It's starting to look like a gun already. Okay, now I found this screw. It did thread into that barrel piece. I'm hoping it'll go through this. It does. It goes, but man, it's a little tight. Okay. See if I can get this line up. It seems to be. Here's my Phillips screwdriver. We'll go ahead and give that line. I'm not going to over crank it. I'm just going to tighten it down, pretty good. So far, it's starting to look like a gun again. That's just putting a stock on it, putting one pin in it. So we're moving along pretty good. Okay, I'm going to put it up here. Now, where it does not have the front sight, it'll have to have a scope. And I believe I have a set of scope mounts. I think these will fit it. We got several sets of them here, Summers. Oh, they're right here. This is all my scope mounts in a bag. So if these don't work, we'll look into the other ones and see if some of them will work. But I'm pretty sure these will work. They're the wide base mounts. Okay. I'm right-handed, so I always put my little screw things to the right-hand side. I don't guess it really matters, but that's just, my way of doing it. Let's see if this will tighten up. It did. Oh, it scared me. It tilted. Okay, I'm going to tighten this down. Now, there's only two places on this scope mount the way it is that the scope rings will fit it. So I'm going to have to put it here in this slot and in the slot in the back to make sure that, that it goes on there. And I've got a couple Tascos and stuff like that, scopes. It's not really what you say, a great scope, but you know, they'll work for a 22. Okay, that one I work too. So far, so good. Let's see. Here's my little Allen wrench set. We'll take and normally I wouldn't use these scope mounts because they're just one bolt. I prefer to have at least two or more. Yeah, you know, 22, it really, I don't guess matters because it doesn't have no kind of recoil or, you know, repercussion or whatever you call it. But on a normal rifle, I would put, well, even on my 22s, I have, you know, two bolts each scope cover, these scope holders. But we'll put this down here. We're going to take this one off. I think it's neat doing this stuff. I absolutely love bringing these old guns back to life. Which this ain't an old gun, I would say. I'm just going to say the boy that had them sold parts on eBay, and it just happened I have the parts to put it back. And, you know, I don't know. It may have a firing pin out or anything. He didn't, you know, we just don't know until we, you know, go outside to see if it does shoot. And if it jams or something, I may be able to go in there and fix it. Okay, there's the other one. Now, I brought this scope in here. It's not the greatest. It's a Tasco 3x9x40 world class. I'm not a Tasco fan. They're all right for 22 and stuff. And it's not to have anything against the Tasco. It's just I prefer, you know, Vortex, Bushnell, Nikon, something like that. You know, a little higher brand scope. But, you know, for what we're doing right now, this will do just fine. And if it does work good and I end up with the gun, I may go ahead and put me a better scope on it and line it up. But if I do, I will re-blue it, get me some good paint and put on that, you know, strip everything down and make it look, you know, as good as I possibly can. I don't know if they've drilled holes through the original scope mounts for this gun. If they have, you can't put them back on it, but you just have to leave that rail like it is. And if I do, I'll probably paint them big silver screws black, and that way they're not as noticeable. But it doesn't seem to hurt the function of the gun. It's just why. You know what I'm saying? Let me loosen this back up a little bit. Okay, because I want to be able to move this and adjust it. Okay. Now, right now, I've got this sled sitting level. And if I leave the gun right here like it is, I'll have to tighten this back piece up to make it hold. But, you know, the gun will be sitting pretty level, and then I can check the level of the scope to make sure that my crosshairs are straight and everything. We'll get that tool out here in a minute and use it. Okay. Here it is. This here is a scope mounting kit. I bought it. We used it on the Savage Model 110. And basically, it's two levels. You make sure that your sled is level. I will adjust the gun to make it level this way. And right there it is level, if you can see that. Okay, now what I want to do is put this on the barrel to ensure that it's level. And that way, if the gun moves, I will see it immediately. Okay. Now this is level. This is level this way. The gun is level this way. The sled is level. So to get this scope right, I want to make sure that it sits level this way. And it does, which is a good thing. Then I want to turn this scope and let this sit on top of that cap. Then I will turn the cap to the, let me get this back. Oh, I didn't. Okay. Now right there, the scope is level this way and level this way, which tells me my crosshairs are correct, to match the gun at level. Okay, that keeps you from, human error out of doing the scope. And now you just tighten these little scope mounts down. And that will ensure that the scope, gun, and everything is like it's supposed to be. Let me check the eye relief. I did not check that. Let me go ahead and check the eye relief and see how it is. Yeah, it needs to be slid back towards me just a little bit. So I'll set everything back like it is, loosen it up, and I will set the eye relief before I get into setting the scope. I should have done that. I just got in a hurry. I try to keep my videos kind of short so, y'all don't get bored watching them. But I'll go ahead and put the eye relief right. Now, I'm not so worried if the crosshairs are right. Okay. And what I'm doing is setting my face like I was going to shoot the gun. And when I drop my eye there, I want to see the full field of view through the scope. And right there it is. So now I'm going to ease this down and try not to move it. Even though I know the crosshairs aren't straight, I will once again, okay, now we'll turn it this way and get it level. Okay, right there it's level. So I know my crosshairs are straight. And the gun barrel here is level and the sled is level. Hold on just a second. Okay, right there, everything's lined up like it should. So I'm gonna go ahead and tighten the scope down. Okay. I didn't over tighten it because, like I said, I don't know if the gun works. So, I'm gonna go ahead and put these pieces back in the box. so that they're not damaged anyway. So give me just a second. Let me get this put away. These are real handy. If you don't have a set, I think this set was under $30 off of Temu, and it does work really well. But it comes in that little nice little box like that, and oh, here it is. It's got a little piece that goes over the top of them to ensure that, you know, they stay safe. I will hunt me a little box to put these in, you know, to make sure that they don't get beat up or nothing. But, you know, there's the scope mounted correctly. Let's see. I think I have a flash suppressor in here. Let me look. Here it is. Okay. This, I'm going to say, went to an AR or something like that. So, you know, it's plenty big enough. It's not going to affect the flight of the bullet anyway. But I'm going to put it on this gun where it's got these threads. And if it'll fit, let me see if it'll fit. Yeah, they've had a flash suppressor because that went right on it. I'm going to go ahead and just screw this on it. It may look like a pretty cool little gun once we get done with it. But it didn't even have a magazine or nothing with it. And here, you know, it didn't take that long. We've done put this gun back together. I will try to buy the pieces that they own and put my pieces on it. And then, you know, I'll re-blue it and paint it and everything and try to make a nice looking little gun out of it. Well, here's the finished product. It's got a little flash suppressor, stock, scope. We've come a long way from what we started with. Now, I do have a magazine here. Let me see. Right here. And it is loaded. Okay. I'm going to take it outside, see how the gun functions. I'm not going to line up the scope because it looks like it's just going to take the rain in any second. And, does from in here. Well, yeah, it does. It like it rain any minute. Okay, so I'm going to take y'all outside. We'll shoot the gun off a couple times in a safe direction and see how it fires. If it fires correctly, you know, it'd be a pretty good little gun to restore, I think. That depends if I can get this, you know, what they have cheap enough. It'd be a nice little gun when I get done with it. It's still, even with the new stock and everything, it's still kind of rough. But let me pause y'all for a minute. We'll go outside in the back of the house and I'll get you set up. And we'll fire this gun a couple times, see if it fires. It may not. It may not have a firing pin or nothing. But if it does, we'll just strip everything. I'll just strip everything back off of it. And, you know, see if I can find a firing pin or, you know, whatever it needs if they're willing to sell me these pieces. But let me get me a drink of water real quick and we'll go outside. There ain't nothing no better than ice cold water. And that's well water. That ain't town water. It ain't that bleachy water. But let me take you outside and we'll see if this old gun will fire off a couple rounds, okay? All right, just hold on just a minute. Okay, we're back, everybody. I've got the clip here. I'm gonna make sure the gun's on safety. And I'm gonna load it. Okay. All right, went. Okay. There's nothing behind my house but miles and miles of woods. There is a big old hickory tree up here with a target in front of it. And I'm just looking to see if the gun fires, not for accuracy. So we'll just go ahead and fire a couple rounds and see what it does. It does seem to have a little catch issue, but you know, that can be worked on. Yeah, it's got a little bit of issue where the bullet's going up in the gun, but that could be worked on and fixed. But we'll go ahead and shoot a couple more, see if we can get it to. Well, okay, there it's empty. Well, I guess for the shape it's in, it done all right. I'll get in here and look and see if I can figure out, you know, why it's having trouble getting the shell up in there. But it doesn't seem to be a big problem. Me put it on safety and eject the clip. But it fires, you know what I'm saying? It fires, and there it is. We've just rebuilt a Ruger 1022 from parts. And if I can get to where you can see it, you can see this barrel has a lot of rust conditions. But, you know, if you strip that off and reblue it and paint this back here and everything, it'd be a pretty good looking little gun again. All righty. I'll let you go. Today's the first day I've ever shot a gun on YouTube. I don't know, I may get in trouble. I hope not. I see other people doing it. But I shot it in a safe direction. There's nobody behind me for, you know, miles and miles and miles and miles. And I was shooting it towards a hickory tree. I know I didn't hit it accurately, but I probably hit the tree. But I'll let you go. Y'all have a good day. Have a blessed day. Be good to each other. And hey, you know, if you see an old gun that's in distress, maybe you can get it come back to life. Remember, eBay sells about everything you can want for a gun. You know, you might be able to get it real cheap, do a little work, and put another nice little gun back together. All righty. Y'all have a good day, and I'll see you on the next video.